in Ukraine, the 16th of April. Situation on the ground. Weather today. Kharkiv, cloudy, 20 degrees Celsius. Satova, partly cloudy, 21 degrees Celsius. Donetsk City and Kherson City, partly cloudy, 19 degrees Celsius. The Ukrainian General Staff reported 111 combat engagements in the last 24 hours. Sumy, Kursk Oblast. 17 Russian attacks reported by the Ukrainian General Staff. I have no confirmed changes since yesterday. Russian attacks are reported over the border into Sumy Oblast, north on this map. Russian sources claim gains here, but they are not confirmed. Heavy fighting is reported. A Russian mechanized attack, likely platoon-sized, was reported repulsed inside Kursk Oblast. Much of the fighting is now at the international border, with likely some Russian gains inside Sumy Oblast over the last couple of weeks. I have limited confirmed information from this area. Expect ongoing Russian attacks into Sumy Oblast. Likely they are aiming to create a buffer inside Ukraine, while at the same time tying down Ukrainian forces. In Belgorod Oblast we have ongoing fighting in and around Demidovka. We have a Ukrainian attack reported in that area. No confirmed changes. I do expect fighting at this level in and around the reported positions over the coming weeks. No major changes are probable over that time period. North of Kharkiv. We have a Russian attack reported northwest of Kharkiv, no confirmed gains. We have limited Russian attacks reported in the Vovchansk area. A limited Russian mechanized attack has been reported and been repulsed, with some Russian losses. Kupiansk-Satova area. Some Russian attacks reported. Russian attacks have decreased in numbers over the last couple of days. I have no confirmed changes since yesterday. Russian sources claim gains at Petropavlivka north of Kupiansk, but they look unlikely at this time. I expect Russian ongoing attacks in this area. The reduction in Russian attacks could be an operational pause. I do expect heavier Russian attacks here over the coming weeks. Kremina area. 14 Russian attacks reported by the Ukrainian General Staff. No confirmed changes. Russian attacks continue to be concentrated on the western side of the Sherebets River. They are attacking to try and gain control over the road leading north-south around Nova. Intermittent Russian gains are probable, more likely to be limited. Russian losses are likely significant in this area. Siversk salient, Bakhmut, Toretsk. In the Siversk salient we had 5 Russian attacks reported. I have no fighting around Bilohorivka, where we have previously seen most of the minor changes in this area. No confirmed changes since yesterday. The situation is assessed as stable. At Chasivyar, Russian attacks continue in the Stupotsky direction. I have no confirmed changes since yesterday. We have reports of Russian forces continue to increasing their use of armored vehicles. Based on confirmed losses, that is likely to be true in general. At Toretsk we had 19 Russian attacks reported. We have limited Russian gains west of Suka Balka, which is west-southwest of Toretsk. Russian forces continue attacking towards Romanivka and have made some gains over the last weeks in this area. We have a Ukrainian spoiling attack at Toretsk with likely minor gains for them. The overall situation has not changed. Heavy fighting with limited changes, and that is expected to continue. I would assess Russian losses in this area as significant to heavy. The situation is static at Toretsk with heavy fighting. Russian forces are exerting more pressure west of Toretsk. Any Russian gains are more likely in that area over the coming week. Donetsk city area, Pokrovsk sector. 32 Russian attacks reported. Russian attacks have been at a significantly lower level over the last couple of days. We have confirmed Ukrainian gains south of Pokrovsk, where they pushed south towards Novi Trud. We have minor Russian gains southwest of Pokrovsk at the Russian penetration direction Kotlyarivka. We have several Ukrainian counterattacks reported, and locally they can retain the initiative. The overall situation has not changed. Russian forces seems to have given up attacks directly towards Pokrovsk and are instead trying to advance on the flanks. Limited changes are expected over the coming week. Ukrainian gains are not unlikely over that time period. West of Donetsk city. Ongoing Russian attacks, likely heavy. We also have multiple Ukrainian counterattacks, probably spoiling attacks. The situation with Russian attacks and several Ukrainian counterattacks usually indicates heavy fighting with Ukrainian forces under some pressure. Vremivka area. We have a likely Russian gain in the Shevchenko direction. It is reported to have been a company-sized Russian mechanized attack. We likely have some significant Russian losses from that attack. It is reported they advanced below 1 kilometer. For a mechanized attack, that is not very impressive. As we have more indications of Russia now willing to sacrifice armor for limited gains, we can likely expect more mechanized attacks also in this sector. We have Ukrainian gains from an attack at Dnipro-Eneria with confirmed gains. They have retaken that settlement and improved their tactical position in that area. It remains unlikely with significant Russian gains. Minor Russian gains are possible. Kamianska area. Russian attacks continue here and they are attacking along most of the front. We have a probable minor Russian gains at Sherbaki on the eastern side of this map. Fighting is ongoing for control of the road in this area. No major changes and none are expected. I do expect ongoing Russian attacks at this level. We have some indications of Russian battalion-sized attacks in this area. With previous reports of some Russian force concentrations in this area, they are not unlikely. General conclusions. We can see that Russia is retaining the initiative, but that continues to be contested by Ukrainian forces. Ukraine made gains in several key positions at Pokrovsk and in the Vremivka area. Overall, the situation has not changed. Russian losses remains high, but Russian gains continue to decrease. Russian forces are now using more armored vehicles with confirmed higher losses. That likely does not indicate an improved situation for Russia regarding vehicles in that category. To me, it rather looks like Russia is now willing to expend its remaining stock more quickly. The reason for this is less likely to be significant battlefield gains. I would assess it rather implies that Russia is now hoping for negotiations on their terms, and they are willing to take higher losses today, hoping to have time to rebuild their forces during any ceasefire or peace deal. Russian commanders continue to degrade Russian forces. In manpower, it is likely as degraded as it can be if we look at the training of those forces. Regarding materiel, they still have a smaller window where they have enough to conduct some mechanized attacks. They can however not afford these losses if the war continues, as Russian production capacity cannot meet the current rate of losses into 2026, And likely they will have significant problems already in the second half of 2025. End of report.